In this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 instances when I do FBM. So to give you some context, my goal this year is to eclipse $1 million in online arbitrage sales. I really like to leverage the power of FBA. I think that's where you have the most growth opportunity. I don't want to keep things in my house too frequently. I don't want to have to run one-offs to the post office, etc. But I think that there are absolutely instances where it makes sense, and I'm going to share those with you guys. So the first one to me is hands down the majority of my FBM, and that is out of stock items. Okay, I love seeking out of stock items. I do that in Keep Up Product Finder in a variety of ways, conversation for another day. But if you think about it, time is of the essence with out of stock items, because in such a big pool of sellers, it's just a matter of time before you eventually get competition. So let's say I order something today and I send it, it's out of stock at the moment, right? With Amazon in general, you're projecting into the future, because obviously if I order today, it doesn't go live for at least a week, even if I receive it today, ship it today, etc., right? And so if I order something today, I send it to a prep center in a tax-free state, and it takes 3 days to get to them. And then my turn for my shipment isn't until later in this week, or it already passed. They get it on a Wednesday, my shipping day is Tuesday, so now it's not going out till the next Tuesday, then it goes live, right? The next week, let's say. So let's just say from time of order, you know, you're talking 3 days till they get it, potentially a week till they ship it out, a 10-day difference. It could be a 10-day difference realistically relative to if I order it to my house and I list it the second I receive it, right? I could literally potentially get it next day if I'm on like the East Coast versus, you know, Montana or Oregon or something like that. But even if the shipping was identical, I get it in 3 days or they get it in 3 days, even if they ship it out 5 days later, which is very realistic, by the way, then it still has to go to an Amazon fulfillment center, then it has to get checked in, and it might go to an FC transfer, right? But FBM, if I list it immediately, there's a very good chance I'm the only seller or one of the only sellers at this point in time. And if it's truly a good product and there's demand for it, I will be the only or one of the only options on Amazon, and that'll be through FBM. And I absolutely get FBM sales, right? You know, it's like, do I want to compete with FBA sellers at the same price? Probably not. But for this particular instance, a high demand product that moves well, and there's no competition, it's out of stock, no competition especially, right? I think I should have over-clarified that. Not just out of stock, no competition as well. Now, if I list it immediately FBM, as I said, I could be one of the only or the only way for somebody to get it, and I can list it within 3 days of ordering it, let's say, okay? Contrarily, if I send it to myself or my prep center, prep and pack like I mentioned, now I have to create the shipment, it has to be sent off to Amazon, could take a couple days, a week, they might do a transfer. So when time is of the essence for out of stock items, no competition items, I want it to be available as quickly as humanly possible, and that's when I FBM. And by the way, if I'm FBMing and I realize, oh, this isn't moving as fast as I thought, or other sellers are jumping on the listing, I might, let's say I have 10 of them, maybe I'll keep 2 at home and send the rest off to FBA in hopes of these 2 selling before those get there, and if they don't sell, then I'll stagger it and send them in as well, type of thing, right? So like, it's not like I have to keep everything for FBM, but I want to get them so I can list them right away, and then I'll start sending them in FBA unless they just fly off the shelf and I think that I'm going to sell through them before they even go live. And I, you know, from trial and error, you know, maybe I ship some off to FBA and then I order more. But the point is this: out of stock, no competition, when time is of the essence, FBM, okay? FBM. That's the main time I do it. The other time is going to be for hazmat items. I'm actually not enrolled in the dangerous goods program. I had an opportunity and I like slept on it, and I just haven't been able to get back into it. So like sometimes perfumes or things of that nature, again, when I find no sales rank or a really good opportunity that I've, you know, tested and now it works, and they're small, right? So easy to store in my closet, that's another instance. And by the way, piggybacking off of that, sometimes The third thing is mistakes happen, right? So you send something into Amazon, you're actually restricted. So that, or excuse me, not restricted. Let me step back for a second here. You send something to your prep center, you don't realize it's hazmat, right? So now they send it back to me and I'll just sell it, even if sometimes for a loss, I just wanna offload it, right? Another is you receive something, or your prep center receives something, it's beauty, it's vitamins and supplements, nothing wrong with the expiration date as a consumer, but in the Amazon world, it needs to be a certain amount out for FBA, right? So like if today is March 1st and it expires June 1st, right? And it's a 90 pack of vitamins and there's 30 servings in there, let's say, you know, FBA, you might not even be allowed to sell it in, but for FBM, you might be willing to take that chance type of thing, or to each their own, right? But if a customer received it May 7th and it doesn't expire till June, they wouldn't think much of it, right? So that's the other thing, is sometimes expiration dates come in, but for me, mainly, it's out of stock items or things that time is super critical, because FBM is absolutely the quickest way to get something to go live. In theory, I could go buy something from the store right now and list it, you know, literally live in 20 minutes. For 2, hazmat items, and for 3, stuff happens. Expiration dates, you made a mistake, something is hazmat and you didn't realize it. And it's just a way that I offload it, whether that's make a buck, lose a buck, whatever type of thing. Other than that, I am bullish on FBA and them fulfilling the orders and not having to ship them out and not having to store them. So I just wanted to share that. And if you do come across out of stock items or a hazmat item, you can even take it a step further and see if FBM sellers get a piece of the buy box and Keepa. If you go to buy box statistics, you can filter by FBM to see if they're sharing it or not. But for out of stock, it's irrelevant. If you're the only player in town, you're gonna get the sale if it's a high demand item. So just wanted to share that. I'm Jonathan, Duke does Amazon. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.